I'm Francis Offman, and I'm based in Italy, in Bologna. I usually work with abstract and installation, and at the moment I'm here in Midgary, my first institutional solo show in UK. All the works that are shown, they were created for the exhibition, and I really enjoyed doing them because the concept of the exhibition is something that I've been dealing with for a very long time, immigration. Yeah, I'm very excited to make this show because once again it came through conversation near one of my painting. I met the curator Thomas at Gaswork, and then from there we had this discussion, and it went on very easily and genuine. And from there he shared with me the concept, and for me it was really interesting because when he came to the residence to see my work, he really understood what was going on, and there was no need to use a lot of words. He just got in. Then when even they told me that they have bought one of my work for the collection, I was really excited. And when he shared with me the concept, it was really fitting very well with what I was working on, with all my material that I have collected. So yeah, it was very exciting to think at work and thinking about the concept. For me, it was really interesting to work with this concept of immigration because it's something that everyone has to face once in life. It was kind of a bridge, and is where everything I started to question myself, this notion of taking care and the similarity that I have got, even that there are many that I had with even with Italy, like this tradition. In Africa is different, but it is everywhere, this tradition, like when a woman gets married, brings gifts. But in this case, I was really surprised because for somehow, like, I felt that I was more near to the culture of to the Italian culture, because usually, for some reason, it is really difficult at the beginning to fit in a new place. Yeah, this notion of taking care of things, it really surprised me how, like, this lady, like, she was able to take care of this bed sheet for the last 15 years, even a set of tea. And from there, this is where I had like this idea every time to receive material from people, because they give me material, I share with them the artwork, how it works and everything. And then in exchange, they give me more stories, which somehow they help me with my work, even with the composition. It's like kind of a jazz. So I am aware of what is happening outside, even though I'm always closed in the studio. So I usually avoid to buy material. I just only buy like glue, things which is difficult, like to be gifted. But mostly all the other materials that I use, they are gifts, and they have good stories. And even this allows me like to bypass all the problem of the white canvas, or not having ideas, or thinking that this work is very poor, because everything I use has got a story. So it gets its own power when I'm creating it, when I'm working with the composition, because always a story comes in my mind, and for me it's very interesting to work in this way. So the canvas behind me, it is the canvas which is a part of the collection of Midgary, and this canvas, there are two pieces of this canvas, because it was given to me by a student, a friend of mine, I have to say, who used to study in the academy. So when he finished his studies, he had a lot of material, and then he left them to me because he returned back to China. So there were two pieces which I divided. I usually tend to keep the shape of the canvas. Obviously, when it is like very long, I have to divide it, like in this case. And when I was doing a residence in Florence, I started to use clay. I was working this way, like working on the back of the canvas, because I was really interested about the immigration. And like in Italy, you see a lot of in television. Sadly, it happens like every 6 or 7 months that here that a boat with 50 people, 100 people, they die. So for me, it was like the clay which was able to pass the other side. It is like the people who are able to cross the sea from Libya to Sicily or somewhere else in Italy. So for me, I was working with this notion of things which are able to pass the other side. The use of coffees, it started to become very important because one thing that I do is that I tend to pass a lot of time with the material which I use. So working with coffee, for example, I started to understand that I started to work with seasons. So it forced me to work with the season, to have this very natural process of working. So in summer, I work with coffee, like I do the first layer of prime because it dries very quickly and it is very easy for me, like just in half a day, everything is dry. And the other side of using coffee is that I discovered that it wakes up the curiosity of people. So in Italy, it's very well known for coffee. So like when they hear like, oh, he's using coffee, they start to question, it is a way for me to bring the attention of the people and to start to engage with art. Because coffee, it is grown in other countries, and then it comes in Italy. And in Italy, they blend the same type of coffee, like Arabic, then they put it in the supermarket. Usually in the supermarket, they don't even write where it comes from. They just write, this is the mix of this brand, and that's all. So for me, it was really important to make sure to make people to be aware of what they're enjoying, where does it come from, but even with other material. So it started just like as this idea, but at the same time, people start to engage. They start to bring me coffee ground. So every time in the morning, it became like a ritual. And it is a really interesting way of working. But the first time for me, it was just to make sure that people could be aware of where does these products come from and what it costs for the people who are working in Rwanda or in Colombia, So I just wanted people just to question themselves, how is it this possible?